Hi, ladies. Welcome to the Joker Teddy Show. And I'm glad that you took some time to join me on this episode. So, today I want to talk with you about a fresh start in your career. And this is just based off of the comments and the feedback that I'm gaining from so many of you. Now, ladies, because I am a very ambitious young woman, I'm very passionate about a woman finding something to do with her hands. I've also come to know that a lot of the women that have moved and changed the world, a lot of the women that are visionary, had one thing or the other that they did with their hands, whether they were home raising children or they were out in the marketplace. So, ladies, today I want us to kind of zero in on your career. And I want to start out with my own story. So, a lot of the stories that you've been hearing in the other episodes are just some of the highlights of my new book that I am working on, and it's set for release this spring. And this particular story that I want to share with you is so dear to me because it was a defining moment in my life. So in 1997, I moved to the United States with my parents. We migrated here. And once we got here, the first job that I kind of took on was helping my aunt in her beauty shop. She had and still has a beauty salon, and I joined in there, helping her manage the shop and all of that. And while I did that, I was looking for an opportunity to go to college, or what some of you will call university, depending on what part of the world that you are at. And so while I waited to go to college, I was helping her with her business because, that was a very familiar territory for me. All my life, I had been an entrepreneur, serving and working with my mom. And so finally, I went to college, and on the year that I was graduating, I got a really great internship opportunity with this technology company that was hiring IT students. At the time, I had studied computer information systems in school, and my degree with I had a business degree with the major in computer information systems. And I was very excited to get on the marketplace because, IT was booming, things were going very well, particularly in Texas. And so before long, Enron went down. It was the year that Enron went down. And with Enron, down went so many other corporations because there were so many things tied around Enron Corporation. You can look that up online. I'm not going to go into that story, but I get to work this day and my desk phone rings and it's my boss. And I go into his office, and then he tells me that they're really sorry and things have really gotten very tough and there's just no more work. Now, ladies, think about it. I am a fresh student from college. My whole plan was around this job. This was my dream job. This was the job. What are you talking about? This was it. And my boss was telling me there was no more work. I was beyond devastated. I was embarrassed because I felt rejected. I felt like they chose other people over me. It was just so many things. I felt like a failure. I felt like I just felt like my world was coming apart. And so I packed up my things that day and I went home. And at that time, I had gotten married, and I got home, and I told my husband what was going on, and he asked me, "What do you want to do?" And so I told him, I said, "I don't know, I'm just going to think." And so I started thinking. And while I was thinking, I found this temporary job as an advertising executive for a publishing house. And so I started doing that work, but that job was so frustrating, but I kept up with it. And then during that process, I was just thinking and praying, "God, what can I do?" And now keep in mind that since I got to the country, remember my story of helping my aunt with her business? Well, my business ventures did not end there. I still continued doing some form of business, buying things and selling them in different states. Like I'll buy things from Houston, take them to Dallas and sell them to other young women and things like that. So I kind of kept that going. And so once I got to this advertising job, And it was becoming very frustrating for me because I didn't fit in there. I didn't feel like this was it for me. My dream job was with that other company that went down with Enron. And then this one was just a temporary one. So what I did was, the idea that I got was just, why don't you start your own business? Why don't you start your own business? And that's what I did. I started out as a concierge, and a concierge essentially does so many different things for people who have the money to pay them. I was kind of like a personal assistant to people that had the money. And so as I kept doing that, from there, what happened was people who had a lot of events started calling me because they needed that extra hand for their event. And from doing that, I started planning weddings and events for my friends, for clients. And over years, if I tell you right now, it's been over 15 years now. And here I am. By the grace of God, I've been able to build a business that I can pass on to my children if they want to do something like that, or a business that I can sell, or a business that can really bring me back some good returns. What is my point here? My point here is this. If you're listening to me right now and you're watching me right now, and you're thinking, I just lost my job, or I don't know what to do, I need to change my career, there is hope for you. You're not alone, and there's something you can do. There's definitely something. If you're feeling frustrated with your job right now, there's something you can do. And it begins with thinking about it, praying, and asking God to show you what's on the inside of you that you can do. Over the years, ladies, I can't even get into the entire story, but all of the details are in my book. But over the years, ladies, I cannot begin to tell you what just taking that leap of faith and walking away from that advertising job and starting my business fully, how it has helped me grow as a person. I like to say something. I have a personal quote, and it's this, that if you want to know if you have faith, start a business. So what am I saying here, ladies? I want to encourage you. Yes, maybe you should consider starting your own business. And when you do start that business, what should you do? Be humble. Ask your way out of zero. In the book, I talk about it. I talk about starting from zero and growing to a place of influence. And so that's what I want to encourage you to do. I don't want you to quit on yourself. I want you to believe that you can make a fresh start in your career. I want you to trust that God has put something on the inside of you that you can use to bring yourself out of the current situation you're in, and you can start afresh. So here is your homework, ladies. I want you to take some time after watching this video and listening to this podcast to start thinking, what can I do? What can I do? What am I good at? What am I good at? And start making notes. Make a note, journal it, write it down, and just try and narrow down and say, okay, is this something I can do? The other thing too is this. Don't forget, ask your way out of your zero circumstance. Ask people about, does anybody know anyone that's trying to do what you're trying to do? See if you can align with them. Many of you write to me and you ask me, about my wedding business or my design business, and you want to know how I got started, what I'm doing. That's the same thing that I want you to do. I want you ladies to believe in yourself again. I want you to know that, yes, you can make a fresh start. Your job loss or your layoff is not the end of it. It's only the beginning. So start thinking about some ideas, start writing down some of those ideas. And then on another episode, I'll provide some more tips on what you can do so that you can make a fresh start in your career and you too can build a business and you can leave a legacy for those behind you. Ladies, I have enjoyed speaking with you ladies today. I know that I can't cover everything, but don't forget, you can pre-order the book early. It's titled A Fresh Start. Head on over to my website at jokotidy.com, click on the book and get in on the list and get all the bonuses that come with it. I love you ladies so much, and I'll see you again on another episode of The Jokotidy Show. Take care.